2. Fusion. So at this point, we've started the second day of the game, and it is now Christmas. Hey, you okay? You ought to be resting. I wish I could, but I'm the only one who knows what happened last night. I've been gathering some info on Melissa. She's got no relatives. No close friends. She was sick often, always on some kind of medication. People at the opera say they were amazed she could even stand on stage. Her apartment burned down right after the incident, so we have no info on her medication. So what do you know? The opera burns down, and so does her house. And her rival for the top spot in the opera also died in a fire. So what's this stuff about spontaneous combustion stuff all about? It wasn't exactly spontaneous. People were actually set on fire. Oh, come on. Like one of those ESP things? That's the best way to describe it for now. ESP, huh? Well, I'm not buying it. But you're right. How are we supposed to deal with something like that? I believe her. After all, he's the only one witness so far. But if you're going to take on a suspect like that, you better ask Baker for a better sidearm. I read your report. Still hard to believe, but we can't deny all those deaths. We're going to go all out to solve this case. Make sure you're well equipped. Go down to the weapons department and give this permit to Torres. He'll help you out. Yeah? You got too much to carry around. Oh no. Leave something here. I'll keep it in weapons storage. Alright. So, since we're a little ahead of the game, let's leave our equipment. Now, you see over here on the left, we have all our weapons and our armor. And over here on the right, we have all our weapons and armor that are in storage. Now this I was not expecting. I did not think that all the weapons from the last playthrough would be in storage. So, what we're going to do is we're going to move every weapon over here. And just keep the one that we're going to use. And we're going to do the same thing with our armor. But maybe later in the game, we'll play around with that. Now, we can also sort our items from here. You saw me do that earlier. I sorted them weapons by armor by attack power. And we got our mod permit. This will allow us to add extra slots to weapons to give them more special abilities. Alright. So let's head down to the weapons department. We're actually wandering around the police station now. And this is a, I don't know if hub is quite the right word for it, but I think it works. The weapons department? You didn't hit your head last night, did you? It's right downstairs. So that's where we're going. I'm wondering if I should do some exploring. There's not a lot to check out, but there are some things. Like this chest. A tool. Now tools are nice. I'll explain those in a minute. Some medicine. Come on, Aya. There we go. Some ammo. So who are you? Hey there, good looking. Cut the crap, Wayne. Where's Torres? That Baldy? Who knows? So what would it be? Shotgun? Rocket launcher? Wayne! Yes, sir. Idiots like you are the reason why guns won't disappear from this country. Get your ass back to weapons storage. You're far from ready to be handling guns in here. Okay, sheesh. Torres, I need some equipment for last night's case. Heard it was quite a mess. As long as cops rely on guns, criminals will too. It's a vicious cycle. I hate to hand a weapon to a young cop like you. I hear this isn't your ordinary crook. Guess I can't send you off empty-handed. So yeah, there's Torres. He's in charge of the weapons depot. We'll come to him to get our weapons modified and to pick up weapons. Here, this is the most powerful gun I can allow you to have. And we got the M16A1. Captain Baker already notified me. Show me your modifications permit again. So here it is down here. Which gun? Now it doesn't necessarily have to be a gun. We could do it to our armor. But you know what? Since we just picked up the rifle here, so now we have an extra slot to put a special ability on. Alright, just wait here. All set. Just remember, cops own guns for protection. Don't let the guns own you. Psst, don't tell Torres, but you can use your tool to tune up your guns. You can rearrange equipment parameters and add effects to tweak your equipment. I can show you some cool tune-up techniques. The tune-up icon. Using the tool item, you can add or remove parameters and added effects on your weapons or armor to create customized equipment. If you remove an added effect from weapon or armor, that equipment will disappear. The number of added effects that can be attached to a piece of equipment is determined by the number of slots on that equipment. You can increase the number of slots by getting your equipment modified at the NYPD Weapons Department. You got it? Trust me, you can never have too much firepower. Of course, you can't use them without bullets, so you better make sure you always have your club. Just in case, you know? Now, why don't you leave me the stuff you don't need? So, just like we did with Baker, we can store items and equipment, and that's what we're going to do. Since we got this new gun, I'm going to store our old one. Now it's got 4 bullets in it, but I don't think we're going to really miss 4 bullets. Oh, I guess I can't. Maybe because I have it equipped. That's alright. Now, if we want, we could also tune up our equipment. Now, in this case, we would use our tools. Now, we're not going to do any tuning up right now. We can also distribute bonus points. So you see, we have 5,000 points, and we can increase any of these parameters by 1 for 100 points. So we just increase the damage a little bit, and we added some more bullets. And we can also use the tool to move these back and forth as well. Let's store some items. Like, we don't need these keys anymore. And we're going to leave the tool with you as well, because we can use tools from storage. Now, you also see he has a piece of junk here. This is from the last game. So we're going to move that back to our inventory. And we're going to go down here to discard junk. Let me take your junk. It's actually really good for parts. So we took our 1 piece of junk. Over the course of the game, you'll find junk from fights mostly, and you can bring them back to Wayne. Wayne will collect and hang on to your junk, and once you've reached 300 or more pieces of junk, he'll use that junk to make a special weapon for you. Now, in the last game, brought all the junk that I found straight to him, so very possibly over the course of this game, we might collect enough junk to get a new weapon. That's enough for now. let's sort our stuff. Let's equip our new gun. It has one less shot, but you can see the range is more than double and holds a lot more bullets and does a lot more damage. And we'll give Wayne our gun because we don't want to have a slot taken up by something we're not going to use. And you know, we'll take the bullets out. Not going to make a big difference, but hey, might as well. Alright, let's poke our heads around a little bit. Authorized personnel only. Weapons department. That's locked, we're not getting in there. Oh, it's the kennel, where we keep the puppers. Hello, doggies. I love to just watch them. I always come here after my shift to relax. Yeah, dogs are great. I don't think there's any goodies around here, though. Okay, we're back upstairs, and there's somebody in red at the end of the hall. It's a little kid. Hey there, are you lost? Ben! Daddy? So this is Ben. Ben, this is Aya. Now what are you doing here? Here. Tickets. Oh yeah, the concert. Sorry, son, Daddy's real busy today. I promise I'll make it up for... Fine. Ben. And he just runs off in a huff. Guess every kid needs a mother. That's not true. I was raised by my father too, after my mother died. I'll always be grateful for him. Yeah, well, his mother's still alive. Yeah, so Daniel's having some trouble with his family. Met Daniel's son, Ben. Daniel divorced his wife last year. This was before you were assigned here. He kept saying every boy needs a father. He fought for Ben's custody with Lorraine, his ex-wife. Well, he won, but being a cop, I doubt he has time to spend with him. Oh yeah, Captain Baker was looking for you. Well, we'll check in with the captain in a minute. Now we're checking out the locker room. Hey, you better put on your vest too. Can't be too careful. At last, it's mine. Yeah, what's yours? Let's see, can we check out any of these? Ah, the CM Vest 1. High defense and strong against SA. And you see this one has the auto-healing ability. So it's noticeably better in defense and parasite energy than the one we're wearing, but its critical defense is lower. But it has the auto-heal ability, which means if we get our health below a certain threshold, we'll automatically use the strongest healing item we have. Alright, let's see what Baker wants. Sir. You were looking for me? Yes, we're having a press conference now, and I want you there too. Me? That's right. You'll be on national television as a sole survivor of that incident. I see. But you only answer when I ask you. The media is just looking for anything to grill us about. They may even turn you into a suspect. So you let me do the talking, understood? Yes, sir. Okay then, let's go meet the press. So you're saying this could be the work of a terrorist? That is what we are currently speculate. How about the accounts of officers and firemen at the scene bursting into flames? That was due to a rare, highly flammable chemical which was used to start the fire. Another question. Then how did Detective Berea survive without so much as a minor burn? That is a result of her quick thinking and her training as an officer. I'm asking her the question. She said that my mitochondria were a mutation. Aya! Your mitochondria? Who said this? Melissa. No, she said she was Eve. But according to a report, Melissa Pierce was killed in the fire. Melissa did die. Her body had been taken over by this Eve. What is this Eve? Some kind of alien? People, please. She's very tired and we are still investigating. That'll be all for today. Oh, Aya, I bet you just got yourself in trouble. Aya, I thought I told you not to say anything. I'm telling the truth, sir. That is not the point. Who's going to believe you? You only stir up the media and cause people to panic. Sir, she was only... Oh, telephone. Baker here. Who? What does he want? Well, put him through then. This is Captain Baker. What? Meet. You'll have to speak up. Yes? What? Yes, all right. Some Japanese scientist, I think. Couldn't understand his English too well. He was raving about some mito something. Says he's coming over here. Mito? Like Guy Sensei? Is it mitochondria? You mean that thing in the cell that makes energy from oxygen? Might have heard about that in school. That's what Eve had said. That it's time for the mitochondria to be set free. Hey, I just read that some researcher at the museum wrote a new theory on them. Sir, I'm taking Aya to go talk to this researcher. Go. Better get there before the media. It may explain that phone call, too. Yes, sir. Come on, Aya. Alright, I wonder if I should look around the office a little bit before we head out. ESP, huh? I'm not buying it. Now, I'm pretty sure the phone over here is Aya's desk. I'm pretty sure that picture is supposed to be Melissa. No, we're not going to save just yet. Are a few more spots we can check out. Like upstairs. But upstairs is all locked up. Sorry, only authorized personnel are allowed past here. I guess we're not authorized. Think about that. We work here, we are a police officer, we're still not authorized. Now, this is the room where we had the press meeting. Don't think there's anything worth it in here, though. And this door that says exit, this leads to the front lobby. What a case to have on Christmas, huh? Yeah, it's not great. Actually, do you have anything else to say? Nope. Alright, Eddie, we're leaving you behind. I'll bring the car around. Meet me at the front. Well, you heard the man. Okay, so now we have our map. We saw this at the end of the other episode, and from here we can choose where we want to visit. And right now we want to go to the museum. But if we wanted to, we could also go to Carnegie Hall. We also have the option of going to the Chrysler Building. This is because we're playing on the extra game. The Chrysler Building is a special dungeon all of its own, and we'll check that out later. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to Carnegie Hall real quick and pick up those items we left behind. If anything interesting happens while I'm there, I'll cut back to it. Otherwise, I'll see you in a few minutes when we head to the museum. Okay, it looks like it's blocked off, actually. Hey, you can't just come barging in here. You ain't getting no special treatment. Saw you on TV. You're from the 17th precinct, aren't you? You're the one that survived. I tell you, my holidays are ruined because of this. They better give me extra vacation days for this. What are you doing here? Well, we're leaving. I thought I'd be able to grab all those items. So, we're going to the museum. We're going to the Museum of Natural History. Dr. Hans Klomp will be there. Klomp? Clamp? Dr. Clamp? The Clamps! What's his area of research? Well, according to the papers, he's working on a new theory. Mitochondria is something, but it seems to cover the whole genetic spectrum. That's odd, to have a PhD and be working in a museum. Well, he's pretty antisocial and doesn't like to waste time outside research. Oh, great. We're gonna have a grand time with this one. Yeah. I know where you're going with this. Just be careful this time, huh? Are you referring to the press conference? Yeah. Daniel, why do you kiss the chief's butt? You two joined the force at the same time, didn't you? Yeah. That was years ago. Now he's my boss. Alright, so here's the American Museum of Natural History. And look, there's a little chockaboo on top of it. Well, not on top of it, but on the banner in front of it. It's been a while since I visited the museum. The World of Dinosaurs. Dinosaur exhibit. I loved those things when I was a kid. Looks like it's closed today. Well, it is Christmas. Well, let's see what the security guard can do for us. And you hear the snow cracking and crunching under Aya's boots. Hey there, how you doing? Doing okay. Pretty cold day, though. How about yourself? We're with the NYPD. We're looking for Dr. Clamp. He works here, doesn't he? Sure does. As a matter of fact, he's up there in his room right now. Did he do something? Nah, we just want to talk to him, that's all. Thank you. It shouldn't take long. Place is pretty creepy without any people. You'll find him in the research lab on the second floor. You've been pretty busy for the past few weeks. Doesn't come out, ever. Thanks. Now, there's not a whole lot to check out around here, so we're just going to go right up. Oh, by the way, could you sign in? It's policy. Lets us keep track of who comes in. Thanks, Aya. Gee, Daniel, you sure you don't want to run down here and do it yourself? Notebook's on the counter. Thanks. Just my name? Yep, that should be enough unless you want to leave your number, too. Just hope this place doesn't explode or anything one of these days, you know? That's a reasonable concern. Hey, Aya. Over here. Hey, it's open. Let's check it out. Excuse me. Hello. Hey. Dr. Clamp. Dr. Clamp. I hear you. We're with the NYPD. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Yeah, doesn't seem to want to talk. Professor, we're looking for clues concerning the incident which occurred. Are you accusing me? What? This again? What is this? This man. I know him, I think. What's wrong? Are you okay? Yeah. We'd like to ask you about the mitochondria research you've been doing. NYPD, huh? Why are you interested in my work? The suspect mentioned that the mitochondria would be set free. Now, do you? That suspect ignited people without laying a finger on them, and then transformed into some kind of creature and ran off. Since you mentioned mitochondria, we were hoping you could supply us with some info. You two have absolutely no idea what the true mitochondria is like. Do you? The mitochondria possesses its own unique genetic code. Its own? Are you saying it's a separate organism? Precisely. Kind of like a parasite or something, huh? Parasite! That's an interesting way of describing this most fascinating creature. We cannot live without the mitochondria. Do you understand? The mitochondria creates energy for us. Without it, we're nothing. We are here because the mitochondria allows us to be here. Our brain, for example. Yeah, they're not buying it. The brain functions through the interaction between axons and dendrites. This interaction is possible due to the energy provided by mitochondria. Do you know the mitochondria is capable of discharging 200,000 volts of electricity? This not only pertains to electrical discharge, but also applies to heat energy as well. Heat? Then the combustions from last night were. For a human to burn and melt, 1600 degrees of heat must be generated. There are several hundred mitochondria present within a single cell. If all the mitochondria in the body began functioning at the same time, a tremendous amount of energy would be generated and released. Melting a human into a puddle of fluid would be a simple task with so much energy. So you're saying that the mitochondria ignited these people? Professor, you may be right that we need the mitochondria to live. But in the end, we're just using them for energy, right? You have no idea. The mitochondria has control over an organism's growth. Take this hand, for example. Before we're born, the hand is merely a glob of flesh. When the cells between the fingers deteriorate, that's when the fingers first form. When the cells make up the body aren't needed anymore, it receives a signal to die. This signal is initiated by the mitochondria. When it is relayed, the genetic information in the nucleus is cut off and in essence dies. The same can be said for aging. The mitochondria mutates 10 times faster than cells. Of course, this also applies to mutant forms of mitochondria as well. When too many mutant mitochondria multiply, energy production levels decrease. The decrease in energy production is associated with the aging process. So, are you still stupid enough to say that we are the higher species? But you're not saying that the mitochondria is doing all this consciously, right? When I said the mitochondria can mutate 10 times faster than normal cells, I meant they could evolve at a rate 10 times faster. Since the beginning of creation, the mitochondria has been evolving at this rate. It's no surprise they possess a power beyond our cognition. No surprise at all. Let me tell you something. There was a scientist who tried to determine the mutation rate of the mitochondria. With this, the scientist wanted to establish a connection with human ancestry. In 1987, it was announced that the root of all humans can be traced to a single woman in Africa. This finding was announced around the world. And with this, the mitochondrial theory spread like wildfire. You know what they call the root of it all? Mitochondria Eve. Splendid name, just incredible. Eve? The suspect yesterday called herself Eve. What? Hey, if you know anything, you better not be holding back on us. She called herself Eve. Sorry, but I've told you what I know. I'd like to return to my studies now. I believe you know the way out. Hey, you better explain what the hell's going on here. Daniel, forget it. Let's just go. God damn it. Well, let's head back to the police station. I'm going to take a sip of my drink here. The hell's wrong with that guy? Can't stand him. That man. I've seen him before, but I can't remember where. It's Daniel. What? Okay, we'll be right there. Hey, looks like we got a break in the case. What? We gotta get back to the station, Aya. Hang on, I'm kicking this into turbo. I don't know, Daniel. Looks like you're going fast enough already. Eddie, what's going on? Hey, any news on the case? I hope we bag this creep soon. I hate to bump into him on the street. Yeah, I don't think anybody would like that. The whole place is going nuts. I wonder what happened. Well, we're gonna find out. Alright, Daniel. Let's go, folks. The meeting's starting. Well, I'm hoping that's what he said. Melissa's solo concert was scheduled for today. She had disappeared after last night's incident, and the concert was cancelled. But people are still gathering at the stage. We must not let another massacre happen again. The concert is at the Central Park Amphitheater. Central Park? What is it, Daniel? Ben and Lorraine. They're at that concert. What? Daniel, we're not through. Screw you, Baker. My son's in danger. Daniel. Aya. Watch his back. Yes, sir. Oh, we got another modification permit. Now at this point we're probably going to hang on to our modification permits until we get closer to the end of the game. Alright, Daniel's running off. And I'm going to run downstairs and drop off these items. I think it's just the one item. We've also been going pretty long. When are you going to let me tune up the guns? I didn't ask to be assigned here to watch over the warehouse all day, you know. As long as you see guns as toys, you'll never touch them. Hey, I know I can make a stronger gun than you. Guns aren't supposed to be stronger, you numbskull. They're supposed to be safer. Fine, you geezer. Well, these two don't seem like they're getting along. But every once in a while, we can come back here to get more equipment. So more medicine. And more ammunition. If it will open. There we go. Now let's drop some of this off with Wayne. Man, I could do so much better. I could turn that gun into a cannon. Easy. You want to leave something here? Yeah, let's store some items. Like our mod permit. Sort everything. I don't think we have any equipment to store. Yeah, we do. What am I talking about? I want to try to have as much space in our inventory as possible, especially for the next area. But I think before we run off with Daniel, we're going to save the game and call it an episode. Alright, so I'm going to save. And then when we get together next time, we're off to Central Park. See you then.